Assalamualaikum and hi. So today I will present you about the nature of the company. First of all, the company name is Huatai Industry Berhad. So Huatai is a leading manufacturer specializing in biscuits. Started in 1962, has a family business. They successfully transitioned into a major public list corporation in 1992. Their main strategy focused on mass production, using advanced automation to achieve economies of scales. Today, Huatai is not just a Malaysian household name. They have expanded globally, exporting high-quality product to over 50 countries, proving their ability to meet international standards. Moving on to Apollo Freight Holdings Berhad, based in Johor, Apollo operates primarily as a manufacturer of confectionery products like the iconic chocolate wafer and layer cake. Their business nature is integrated, covering everything from manufacturing to distribute through their subsidiaries. They focus heavily on quality, using modern European technology and maintaining halal certificate to appeal to a wide consumer base. Apollo is a strong market leader domestically and export to countries across Asia and the Middle East. With a solid financial standing and high liquidity, they remain a dominant force in the snack food industry.
Today, I will be presenting a financial ratio analysis comparing Apollo and Huatai over the period from 2022 to 2024. First, let us look at liquidity. In 2022 and 2023, Apollo record extremely high current and asset test ratio, indicating a very strong ability to meet short-term obligation. Although both ratio deadline in 2024, Apollo liquidity remain healthy, showing it is still financially capable of meeting short-term liabilities. In comparison, Huatai liquidity ratio were below the ideal level in 2022 and 2023, but improved in 2024. Despite this improvement, Huatai liquidity position still lag behind Apollo, suggesting higher short-term financial risk. Next, we look at receivable and inventory efficiency. Apollo account receivable turnover improved from 2022 to 2023 and remained stable in 2024, indicating efficient and consistent credit collection. This is further support by Apollo average collection period, which decreased from 58 days to 38 days and remains stable, showing strong credit control and faster cash inflow. In contrast, Watai receivable turnover was lower and its average collection period increased from 137 to 152 days, indicating slower cash collection and potential cash flow issues. Finally, in terms of inventory management, Apollo show slight improvement in 2024, while Huatai performed better overall, with higher and increasing inventory turnover, reflecting strong stock movement and sale efficiency.
So today I would like to talk about debt analysis. First of all is debt ratio. Polo maintained a constantly low debt ratio, recording 7.02% in 2022, decreasing slightly to 6.18% in 2023, before increasing marginally to 8.81% in 2024. This low level of debt ratio indicates that Apollo financed most of its assets through equity rather than debt. Water Industries Berhad recorded significantly higher debt ratios during the same period. The debt ratio stood at 78.05% in 2022, declined to 72.44% in 2023, and increased again to 73.32% in 2024. These high values indicate that a substantial portion of the company assets is financed through debt, reflecting a high level of leverage. Next is time interest earned. Apollo Food Holding Berhad, the time interest earned ratio remained at zero throughout the 3-year period. This indicates that the company either recorded very low operating profit or had minimal interest expenses during the period analysis. Huatai Industries Berhad recorded negative time interest earned ratios across all 3 years, with values of negative 3.38 in 2022, negative 2.93 in 2023, and negative 4.40 in 2024. These negative figures indicate that Huatai experienced operating losses and was unable to cover its interest expenses from operating earnings. Next is total asset turnover. Apollo shows a steady improvement over the 3 years period. The ratio increased from 0.77 in 2022 to 1.00 in 2023 and further to 1.04 in 2024, indicating that Apollo has become more efficient in utilizing its total assets to generate sales. Huatai experienced fluctuations in its total asset turnover, where the ratio declined from 1.06 in 2022 to 0.83 in 2023 before recovering slightly to 0.95 in 2024. Next is fixed asset turnover. Apollo again outperforms Huatai with a constant upward trend. Apollo ratio increased significantly from 2.35 in 2022 to 3.54 in 2023 and 3.82 in 2024, reflecting effective utilization of fixed assets such as plant and machinery. Huatai recorded a sharp decline from 3.27 in 2022 to 1.85 in 2023, followed by a moderate improvement to 2.41 in 2024. Last from me is operating return on asset. Huatai recorded negative operating return on assets, suggesting inefficient use of assets. Apollo, on the other hand, demonstrates strong and improving returns, indicating effective asset management.
And I would like to present for my part. The first one is about the gross profit margin. When we look at the gross profit margin, both Apollo and Huatai show improvement over the 3 years. But the leadership shift in 2022, Huatai had a slight advantage at 21.83 compared to Apollo's 20.25. By 2023, Apollo overtook Huatai with a stronger margin of 25.50 against 22.81%, reflecting better cost control of pricing efficiency. In 2024, both companies achieved their highest level, with Apollo at 28.54 and Huatai narrowly ahead at 20.57%. This movement shows Apollo's steady upward climb, while Huatai margins fluctuate but remains competitive. For the operating profit margin, tells a more divergent story. Apollo start at 7.08% in 2022 and then double to 50.51 in 2023, before surging again to 25.27% in 2024. This consistent rise highlights Apollo's growing operational efficiency and ability to manage expenses. In contrast, Huatai remained in negative territory throughout, starting at negative 5.64 in 2022, worsening to negative 6.56 in 2023, and then slightly recovering to negative 2.86% in 2024. The year-by-year movement shows Apollo strengthening its operations, while Huatai struggled to break even, though its 2024 improvement hints at potential restructuring. For the next part is the net profit margin reinforced Apollo's strong trajectory. In 2022, Apollo's post a modest about 5.3%, while Huatai record a loss of negative 7.65%. By 2023, Apollo's more than doubled its margin to 12.31%, while Huatai losses deepened to negative 8.8%. In 2024, Apollo reached a robust 21.2%, showing strong bottom line growth, while Huatai improved significantly to negative 1.26%, nearly breaking even. The movement here demonstrates Apollo's ability to consistently convert revenue in profit, while Huatai gradual recovery suggests some progress but still highlights structural weaknesses. For the last one, the return on equity shows Apollo steady but modest growth compared to Huatai's persistent difficulties. Apollo begins at 4.39% in 2022, rose slightly to 5.4% in 2023, and reached 5.8% in 2024, reflecting consistent shareholder value creation. Huatai in 2023 and then to negative 25.26% in 2024. Although the losses narrow, the year-by-year movement indicates that Huatai continues to erode shareholder value while Apollo steadily enhances it.
And I will talk about recommendation. First, Huatai should restructure its capital structure by reducing its reliance on debt and restructuring high interest loans, while strengthening equity through new investment or retained earnings. Second, the company needs to improve cost management and operational efficiency by controlling operating expenses, enhancing supply chain efficiency, and adopting automation and process optimization to increase profit margins. Third, Huatai should enhance its liquidity position by tightening credit policies, shortening the receivable collection period, and offering early payment incentive to improve cash flow. Finally, Huatai is recommended to diversify its revenue source by expanding into export markets and introducing new products to reduce its dependence on the domestic market and ensure long-term sustainability. Okay, now let's talk about recommendation for Apollo. First, Apollo should maintain its strong financial performance while improving asset utilization by allocating excess operating cash flow into value-adding projects such as capacity expansion, technology upgrade, and operational efficiency improvement to enhance long-term shareholder value. Second, the company should focus on growth through product innovation and market expansion by developing healthier value-added snack product in response to changing consumer preference, supported by continued R&D, halal certification, and high-quality standard. Third, Apollo is recommended to strengthen its market presence internationally by enhancing its distribution network and expanding its digital marketing strategy through social media and e-commerce platform to increase global brand recognition and attract younger consumer. And finally, Apollo should consider prudent borrowing as part of its growth strategy, leveraging its strong financial position to finance expansion opportunities while maintaining low financial risk and avoiding dilution of shareholder equity.
Now let's look at how HWA can expand. We have four main recommendations. First, automation by upgrading the automated ovens in integrated packaging. HWA can lower production costs and ensure every biscuit meet the same high quality. Second, global reach. They already export to 50 countries. The next step is targeting premium market that demand the highest food safety standard. Third, brand variety. We suggest doubling down on their luxuries, steel lux and classic ping pong lines to capture both high-end and budget-conscious shopper. Finally, cash flow. Their debt collection currently takes 152 days. By tightening this up, they can free up the internal cash needed to fund this growth project. Move on to Apollo Food Holding. Their strategy focus on modernization and financial strength. First, wellness. There is a huge trend towards healthy snacking. Apollo should involve with more nutrient and ingredient to capture health-conscious buyer. Second, market diversity. To reduce risk, they need to expand beyond Southeast Asia and the Middle East into new untapped regions. Third, digital growth. To stay relevant, Upload must invest in digital marketing and trendy packaging to better connect with younger generation. Lastly, financial power. Upload is in a very strong position with the current ratio of 9.38. We recommend they use this massive liquidity. Alongside their halal certificate on aggressively dominate the global Muslim market.
Next, as you can see on this slide show the conclusion for Huatai Industri Berhad and Apollo Food Holdings Berhad. Firstly, Huatai Industri Berhad is a long-established food manufacturer in Malaysia. However, the company is currently facing high financial risk due to heavy debt, continuous losses, and weak liquidity. Although there were some improvements in 2024, such as better gross profit margin and positive working capital, its overall financial position is still weak. Therefore, Huatai needs to focus on cost control, reducing debt, and improving operational efficiency to strengthen its financial performance. On the other hand, Apollo Food Holdings Berhad has a strong and stable financial position. The company maintains high liquidity, low leverage, and consistently profitability with low financial risk. Apollo is able to expand its business, invest in product innovation, and achieve sustainable long-term growth. In conclusion, Apollo performs better financially, while Huatai still requires improvements to reduce its financial risk and improve future performance. Thank you.